Hi there everyone, it's Sarah here and I have a video for you on behalf of Wild Orchid Crafts as part of their YouTube design team, the Wild Bunch. And today I have some little boxes to share with you. These were craft boxes that I bought from a local scrapbooking store, and I altered them. Some have been painted, some have been papered, some have been painted and papered, and then they've all been embellished. So I'll take you through the ones that I have made. I made one last week and I made two this morning live on Ustream. So if you wanted to watch the video for that, I'll put the link down in the description box below and you can see me making them from start to finish. But the first box that I made was this little pink shabby chic one. What I've done is I took the box and I just painted it in pink lemonade acrylic paint from who's that from again? From Folk Art, and then I edged it in pink chalk ink just around all the edges. And really it's just the lid that's been decorated on this box. What I've done is I've taken some Hello Spring patterned paper by Echo Park and I've put some all around the edges. You can see that it's not really focusing that well. There you go. And then I also put some on the top. And what I did was I took some of the green and cream tone leaves. I used 3 leaves. I took off the metal stalk and then I cut the leaves in half so that you have a pointy part of the leaf in each corner and then the flat bit to the inside. And all I did with this one was popped one of these big pink roses on the top, and it looks really nice. And then what I did was I used some of the 4mm ivory flat back pearl and I edged all around the outside edge, and then I took some pale pink pearls and I stuck those around the inside part of the leaf. So that was the first box, a nice little shabby chic trinket box. And what I had in mind for this one was I had made a little pincushion and I thought that that would fit in there perfectly, so that it would be a nice gift box to give someone a homemade pincushion, and the lid just goes on the top. So that's just a little gift idea for you. So that's the first one. Let's pop that over there. The second one that I made, I'll go through this one. This is actually the third one that I made, but it's similar to this other box. That was the actual colour of the box before I started, and I've left it in the craft colour. I didn't paint this one out, I just papered this one. So I used some K & Company Sweet Nectar patterned paper, and this was just from the 6x6 pad, and you can see it's got a little bit of a shine to it. It's actually cream and green, this paper. So I papered the bottom and papered the sides. I didn't ink the edges, I've just left the craft colour showing through. And then to decorate the lid, what I did was I used some cream cardstock just to break it up a little bit between the top and the bottom, rather than all being this solid patterned colour. So what I did was I took little strips of cream paper. Is it going? There we go. And I edged them in laurel leaf ink. I punched out tiny little hearts out of the scrap bit of patterned paper that was left after I'd cut out the hexagon shape. And I used some of the little green rhinestones. There's a bit of hot glue there. So each side is the same. It's got 2 rhinestones and a heart. And on the lid, I did the lid something similar to the last one, where I did the leaves as the base, but I haven't put any pearls in the inside edge or edged it in the pearl. I've just left this one plain. We've got one of the large cream ivory rosebuds for the centre flower, and what I've done is I have flanked it with a green tone cherry blossoms and there's 5 of those going around the outside edge. So that's that one. Put that to the side. And then the last one that I did, this was a square box. It's not a square box, it's a rectangle. And this started off as a craft colour as well, but what I did with this one was I painted it in acrylic paint, and the colour I used was called Storm Cloud. It's a kind of a neutral kind of beigey colour. And then I edged all the corners and edges in frayed burlap. And then what I did was I used a Stamper's Best stamp, and it was the grunge swirl that I used, and I just used that to stamp all the edges of the base. And it turned out quite nice, and I've left the inside just plain, but I did ink around the inside edge. So that's the top, the bottom, sorry. The top is, the lid has just been coloured in with the storm cloud inside, and then what I did was I went over all the edges with frayed burlap again, and this time I used a little border stamp just around the edge. And what I've also used is the small silver filigree corners. These are great. I'm going to order some more. They're actually on special offer at the moment, but at the moment in Wild Orchid Crafts, because of the Jubilee, the Diamond Jubilee of the Queen this weekend, they're doing an extra 10% off everything in the store, so it'd be a good idea to stock up on all your bits and pieces. So yeah, I stamped that, and then I put corners on every single edge. I used a digital collage image that I got from Etsy, and this one's actually called Royal Birds, and it kind of ties in quite nicely with the Golden Jubilee, not the Golden Jubilee, the Diamond Jubilee this weekend. So I didn't put any flowers on this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my playing cards in there. I've got a pack of cards in the house that would fit in there nicely. And I thought if I put any flowers on the top, they're just going to get knocked and it's going to rip this and what have you. So I just want to keep it as is. And I think it just looks nice with the decorative corners. Anything else, and it would have been over the top. Less is best, as they say, and I like how that turned out. So that's my 3 projects for this week, little altered boxes. Don't forget to check out Wild Orchid Crafts. As I said, they've got 10% off this weekend. And also check out the YouTube channel to see what the other design team members have been making this week.